Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic is regarding the Prithvi Vigyan scheme. The Union Cabinet has approved an initiative called Prithvi Vigyan or Prithvi. This initiative will give the government flexibility to purpose, research and use funds allocated to 5 different sub-schemes related to earth science over a 5-year period. Research will be on earth science and it will continue for a 5-year period, and so the research allocation to 5 different sub-schemes will be subsumed under this mega scheme as planned by the government. So this scheme will subsume 5 different sub-schemes of different departments and ministries. Okay, so what is the Prithvi Vigyan scheme? It is an overarching scheme of the Ministry of Earth Science Start with Mulu. Okay, this is an overarching scheme. Okay, of the Ministry of Earth Sciences for implementation during the period from 2021 to 2026 at an overall cost of 4,797 crore. The major objective of the schemes are augmentation and sustenance of long-term observations of the atmosphere, ocean, geosphere, cryosphere and solid earth to record the vital sign of the earth system and the changes. Okay, so what is the section of that segment that we giving focus in this? So okay, so the major schemes are augmentation and sustenance of long-term observations of the atmosphere, ocean, geosphere, cryosphere and solid earth to record the vital signs of the earth system and the changes. Development of modeling system for understanding and predicting weather, ocean and climate hazards and understanding the signs of climate change. Exploration of polar and high sea regions of the earth toward discovery of new phenomena and resources. Development of technology for exploration and sustainable harnessing of oceanic resources for societal applications. Translation of knowledge and insight from earth system science into services of societal, environmental and economic benefit. The scheme encompasses 5 ongoing sub-schemes, namely atmosphere and climate research modeling observing system and services across ocean services modeling application resources and technology, OSMAT, polar science and cryosphere research, PACER, seismology and geoscience, SAGE, and research education training and outreach, reach out. These 5 sub-schemes will be subsumed under the Prithvi program. Significance of the Prithvi scheme: Earth system science deals with all the 5 components of the Earth system: atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, cryosphere, and biosphere, and their complex interactions. The overarching scheme of the Prithvi will holistically address all the 5 components, looking at them as one unit of the Earth system, to improve the understanding of the Earth system sciences and to provide reliable service for the country. It will help in taking up cross-disciplinary projects and even use funds allocated for the separate verticals together. Thus, it will also facilitate ease of doing research, because convergence of these so many subsectors will facilitate for better research, and this will be helpful in synergizing the things, which will make the system more proactive. Okay, it will help in exploring the living and non-living resources for their sustainable harnessing. It will allow the ministry to award research project to overseas institute. Under this, research projects will also be allocated to overseas institutes to get better benefit, because they have the experience, and that experience will help in fostering development in a faster way. That is why, under this particular program, government want to even give this research that benefit, or this contract for research to project research to outside agencies. Okay. Role played by the Minister of Earth Science in understanding the Earth system. Okay. So, Minister of Earth Science holistically addresses all aspects relating to the Earth science system, Earth system science. It is mandated to translate science to service for the society in providing services for weather, climate, ocean and coastal state, hydrology, seismology, and natural hazards. To explore or harness marine living and non-living resources in a sustainable manner for the country, and to explore the 3 poles of the earth: Arctic, Antarctic, and Himalayas. These services include weather forecast both on land and in the ocean, and warning for various natural disasters like tropical cyclones, storm surge, flood, heat waves, thunderstorms, and lightning, alert for tsunami, and monitoring of the earthquake. So, Government of India is emphasizing on this because, in the last few years, the natural hazards are increasing in India, and this is affecting the common people in a great way. And to check the impact of this, because we cannot stop the natural calamities, but what we can do is that we can reduce its intensity and can launch the rescue and relief operations in a faster manner, so it will be resulting in zero casualty. Okay, and this will help in the saving the life and property. That is why this India is focusing on this particular research. So this will definitely do that research will facilitate in better managing the situation, and convergence and coordination with the departments will definitely help in synergizing the efforts and reach at better result. So institute associated with the Minister of Arts Science and their role in the implementing the Prithvi scheme, the research and development and operational activity of the Minister of Arts Science are carried out by 10 institutes of the Minister of Arts Science with the Indian Meteorological Department IMD, which is headed by Mrityunjay Mahapatra, an Odia person. So we feel proud because since last 3 years Mrityunjay Mahapatra is heading the IMD, and IMD is able to forecast the weather phenomena in a accurate manner, and even the cyclone etc. are properly forecasted, not only for India but for the neighboring countries. Then the National Center for Medium Range Weather Forecasting is also under the Ministry of Arts Science. Center for Marine Living Resource and Ecology, it is also under the Arts Science. National Center for Coastal Research, National Center for Seismology, National Institute of Ocean Technology, Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services is at Hyderabad, the National Center for Polar and Ocean Research at Goa, the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, and National Center for Earth Science. So all these 10 institutes are closely associated with the Ministry of Earth Sciences, and the earth science related researches are being done by these 10 specialized research institutes, and they help in weather forecasting, meteorology, and even about the natural calamities, natural disasters, and make the government to prepare for the eventualities. Okay, a fleet of oceanographic and coastal research vessels of the ministry will provide required research support for the scheme. So this ministry has their own research vessels to go for the ocean and go venture to the ocean and do the research activity, being staying in the ocean. So this is what is the specialization, and this scheme will further facilitate this activity. So various components of Prithvi scheme are interdependent and are carried out in an integrated manner through combined efforts of the concerned institute and the Ministry of Earth Science. Okay, then this is what this will converge the programs of different ministries, and definitely this will help in giving better results and faster results. Next topic is about the Indian Navy third hijacking attempt in Arabian Sea. Recently, it was news that a ship had been hijacked by the pirates, and the Indian Navy came into active operation to rescue the ship and rescue the 15 Indian pilots in the ship. Indian warship INS Chennai and its marine commandos thwarted the attempted hijack of a Liberia flagged merchant vessel. It was a merchant vessel. It safely rescued 21 crew members, including 15 Indian in the North Arabian Sea. That is under the control of the that Indian Army, Indian Navy is in control of this, and they go on doing the rescue operation. As per the UN Convention Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, marine piracy is when people on a private boat or ship commit crime like kidnapping, violence, or robbery for personal gain. So this is what that is known as piracy. What is piracy? Piracy is when people on a private boat, okay, people traveling in a private boat, they commit crime like kidnapping the persons or the ship, violence or robbery for personal gains. UNCLOS is an international treaty, United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea. Okay, Convention on the Law of the Sea is an international treaty which was adopted and signed in 1982 at Montego Bay in Jamaica. This regulates the travel in sea. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. When you are traveling in the sea or that seafarer, what are the rules and regulations and how they are to be controlled, that regulated by the UNCLOS provisions. It laid down a comprehensive regime of law and order in other world's ocean. Okay, so law and order in the world's ocean and sea, establishing rules governing all uses of oceans and their resources. This is being the provisions of the UNCLOS. Okay, so threat posed by the marine piracy: physical harm, kidnapping, and associated humanitarian concern. Pirates can physically harm crew members and passengers. They often kidnap individuals from ransom. Crew members and passengers may experience trauma and psychological distress as a result of the piracy incidents. Disruption of trade: because of the threat of these pirates, there is a possibility of disruption in trade because this will create a sense of fear psychosis in the persons, so that is why they may have fear to venture into the sea, and it may have its impact on the marine trade. Okay, crew members and passengers may experience trauma. Piracy can disrupt maritime trade routes, causing because the Malacca Strait, Gulf of Aden, which are more infested with pirates. They are the biggest route also. So this will, in the long run, they will affect the international trading situation. Okay. Economic losses: business may suffer financial losses due to stolen. Okay, so environmental risk. Then business may suffer financial losses due to stolen cargo, ransom payments. Okay, implementing and the cost of implementing anti-piracy measures. Impact on the fishing industry. So what this piracy has, what its impact on the fishing industry? Pirates sometimes target fishing vessels. Okay, fishing vessels, affecting the livelihood of fishermen and the availability of the seafood. Environmental risk. So pirates may engage in illegal activities such as oil theft or dumping pollutants, posing environmental threat to the marine ecosystem. Okay, then security concern. The presence of piracy raises security concern for coastal regions and international water, requiring increased naval and maritime security efforts. Which is expensive. Then global security: piracy can be linked to border security issues such as terrorism and organized crimes, creating challenges for international security because the terrorists who came to India and they do the terror act in Mumbai, they came from the sea using the sea route. This is an example. So operational steps. India government has deployed naval ships which arm helicopters to patrol the piracy prone areas. Okay, the operational steps. Indian government has deployed naval ship with armed helicopter to patrol the piracy-prone areas. The Indian Navy commenced anti-piracy patrol in the Gulf of Aden from October 2008 because it was the most pirate-infested area. Recent task group comprising destroyers and frigates have been deployed to undertake maritime security operations and render assistance to merchant vessels in case of an incident in the high sea. Also, aerial surveillance by the long-range maritime patrol aircraft and unmanned aerial vehicles have been enhanced to have a complete maritime. Have a complete maritime domain awareness. Indian participates in the various multilateral fora set up to combat piracy. So this is what India also participate in that. The Regional Cooperation Agreement on Combating Piracy and Armed Robbery Against Ship in Asia (RCAP) is a government-to-government agreement that aims to enhance multilateral cooperation among 16 regional countries of the Indian Ocean. The Regional Maritime Security Initiative is a partnership between regional nations with a varying capability and capacity, because Indian Ocean and some of the states like the state of Malacca, state of Hormuz, so they are Gulf of Aden, they are the most busiest sea routes, and the pirates are also becoming active in these regions. Okay. Then institution created by India, the Navy's Information Management and Analysis Center and Information Fusion Center of Indian Ocean region are institutions involved in maintaining maritime security. Besides, the Indian Navy also coordinates with Coast Guard to maintain enhanced surveillance within the exclusive economic zone. Okay. Then legislative step, India enacted the Maritime Anti-Piracy Act 2020 to give effective arrest and prosecution. Okay. Both arrest and prosecution. Okay, so pirates and then the fight against piracy. Also, the government Sagar in security and growth for all in the region in Indian Ocean. Doctrine provides a framework for maritime cooperation in the Indian Ocean region. Sagar initiative is very popular in India because through this government want the coordination of the all the nations in the Indian Ocean region to cooperate each other in ensuring the marine security. Then key highlights: the ship Lilian Norfolk sent a massive message via the UK Maritime Trade Operation portal when it was about 460 nautical miles of the coast of El in Somalia. The message reported a possible boarding by 5 to 6 unknown armed individuals to the ship. In response, the Indian Navy diverted INS Chennai to a destroyer and anti-piracy patrol nearby. Okay. Additionally, a maritime patrol aircraft flew over the ship in the morning and made contact, ensuring the safety of the crew members. Okay, this is the issue. This is the ship in question. This is start from December 13th. Malta flag vessel MV Renu with an 18-member crew sent a Mayday message indicating boarding by about 6 unknown persons around 7 nautical miles from the Indian coast. On December 27, MV Chennai Pluto with 21 Indian and 1 Vietnamese crew members reported that projected attack around 270 nautical miles southwest of the Port Bandar. Initial investigation by the Navy indicates a drone attack. A Gabon flag crude oil tanker MV Sai Baba with an All India crew holding 2 Indian was hit by a one-way attack done in the southern Red Sea. No injury were reported. This is what the super incidents in this particular in this very short time. Then the next is the RejuPep technology. Okay, so recently the border organization BRO, which is the military technology building or the infrastructure building organization, has utilized road construction technology, the RejuPep technology, to build high altitude bituminous road sections at the Sela Tunnel and the LGG Detang Yangst road near the India-China border in Arunachal Pradesh. About the RejuPep technology, it is developed by the Indian oldest and premier road research organization, the CSIR, Central Road Research. Okay, Council of Scientific and Traditional Research, Central Road Research Institute. It is beneficial in constructing high altitude bituminous roads at low and sub-zero temperature conditions. Okay, the technology brings down the production and rolling temperature of bituminous mixes by 30 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius with negligible heat loss in the bituminous mix during the transit, despite long haulage time amid snowfalls. Because the construction of roads, the bituminous road called the BT road or blacktop road in the higher altitude is difficult because so the bituminous once they need to be melt for use, but that will be again hardened during transportation at the high altitude. That is why this particular type technology will be much helpful. It is beneficial in constructing high altitude bituminous road at low and sub-zero temperature conditions. This technology brings down the production and rolling temperature of bituminous mix by 30 degrees Celsius to 400 degrees Celsius with negligible heat loss in the bituminous mix during transit, despite long haulage time amid snowfalls. This technology's asphalt modifier is a bio-oil based product which significantly lower the heating requirement of bituminous mixes besides preserving the bituminous mix temperature during the transit. Significance: the rejuve asphalt modifier in cold climatic region will have improved long-term durability and better resistance to thermal cracking under low temperature conditions. It also brings down the greenhouse gas emission in the pristine eco-sensitive mountainous environment of the Arunachal Pradesh. Key fact of the CSIR Central Road Research Institute. It is a premier national laboratory established in 1952, a constituent of the CSIR. The major R&D programs of CRRI related to research and development projects on design, construction and maintenance of roads and runways, traffic and transportation, planning of mega and medium cities, management of road in different terrains, improvement of the marginal materials, utilization of industrial waste in road construction and landslide control. This is the role of the CRRI. Okay, the Central Road Research Institute. The institute provides technical and consultancy service to various users organizations in India and abroad for capacity building of the human resources in the area of highway engineering to undertake and execute roads and runway projects. Then the Tanjore Dal. Next topic: Tanjore Dal are facing stiff competition from the electronic toys and e-commerce platforms. Besides a severe labor crunch and shortage of the clay. The craft was brought by the Tanjore by Maratha Raja Safroj in the early 19th century. In Tamil language, it is called the Tanjavur Thaliatto Bhumai. Tanjavur dolls are primarily of two kinds. One is the bubble head version and the other is the tilting doll version. Material used: doll makers use the paper match, plasters of Paris and other materials for the body. A mixture of vandal fine silk deposited by the crossing steamers of water, kaliman clay rubbed mud and manal loose aggregate is required to make the doll's pedestals. Copper sulfate powder is added as a fungicide. Process: all the dolls have a lightweight body made of tapioca flours, paper match and plaster of Paris cooked and kneaded to the consistency of roti dough. Each toy is made in halves by pressing the rolled out duck dough into cement modules with liberal dusting of the chalk powder. Dolls pass through at least 7 stages from mold to the assembly before they are packed for dispatch. With these steps such as painting the facial features and costumes, embellishment requires a skilled artisan's attention. The dancing doll has 4 sections including the arms that are individually glued to the toes, each balancing on the other with the help of inner metal loop hook that create the light robbing movement. It earned the GI tag in 2009. Then the Kadamba inscription. Recently an inscription said to be 10th century AD. The Kadamba period has been discovered in the Mahadeva temple at the Kakoda in South Goa. It is written in Kannada and Sanskrit. The inscription opened with the auspicious word to be well Saraswati Sir. It records that when the Talaranaya was administering the mandala, his son Gudaya, having taken a vow to fulfill his father's desire of capturing the Gopura of the port of Goa, fought and died after fulfilling father's wishes. Very interestingly, the record is composed in a vocal statement on the death of his son from the mouth of a lamenting father. It is the literary style of the Talangri inscription of Jaisala, one of the same period. Key facts about the Kadamba of Goa. The Kadambas of Goa were the subordinate of the Chalukya of the Kalyana. Chalukya Emperor Talipa II appointed Kadamba Sastadeva as the Mahamadaleshwara of Goa for his help in overtaking the Rashtrakutas. Kadamba Sastradeva conquered the city of Chandradhara from the Silahara of 1960 AD. Okay, later he conquered the port of the Gopatana, present Goa. The Gundaya, the son of Talanaya, may have participated in this battle and owned the port at the cost of his life. This has been explained in this and which has been discovered recently. The plasma wave scientists have detected the existence of Okay, the plasma wave scientists have detected the existence of high frequency plasma waves in the Martian upper atmosphere with novel narrow band and broadband features that can help to understand plasma process in the Martian plasma environment. About the plasma waves, these waves are often observed in the Earth magnetosphere, a magnetic field cavity around the Earth. In general, plasma waves are identified as the short time scale fluctuations in the electric and magnetic field observations. These plasma waves play an important role in the energization and transport of the charged particles in the Earth magnetosphere. Some of the plasma waves, like the electromagnetic ion cyclotron waves, act as a cleaning agent for the Earth radiation belt, which is hazardous to our satellites. Knowing this scenario, researchers are curious to understand the existence of various plasma waves in the vicinity of unmagnetized planets like the Mars. The planet Mars does not have any intrinsic magnetic field. Therefore, the high-speed solar wind coming from the sun interacts directly with the Mars atmosphere like an obstacle in the flow. Key observations: scientists have examined the existence of high-frequency plasma waves in the Martian plasma environment by making use of the high-resolution electric field data from the Mars atmosphere and volatile and evolution mission spacecraft of the NASA of USA. These waves could be either electron oscillations that propagate parallel to the background magnetic field, or electron oscillations that propagate perpendicular to the background magnetic field. Okay, in the magneto health region of the Mars. They observed two distinct wave modes with frequency below and above the electron plasma frequency in the Martian magnetosphere. These waves are either broadband or narrowband type with distinguishable features in the frequency domain. The broadband waves were consistently found to have periodic patchy structures with a periodicity of 8 to 13 milliseconds. Significance: such waves provides a tool to explore new electrons gain or dissipate energy in the Martian plasma environment. In the fuel cell, ISRO recently said it has successfully tested a futuristic fuel cell based power system. ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. A fuel cell is a device that generates electricity by a chemical reaction. Fuel cell can be used in a wide range of applications, providing power for applications across multiple sectors, including transportation, industrial, commercial, residential building, and long-term energy storage for the grid in reversible system. They are called the fuel cell, like the hydrogen fuel cell. Working, a fuel cell consists of two electrodes, a negative electrode, a anode, and a positive electrode, a cathode. Both electrodes must be immersed in and separated by an electrolyte, which may be a liquid or a solid, but must, in either case, conduct ions between the electrodes in order to complete the chemistry of the system. A fuel such as hydrogen is supplied to the anode, where it is oxidized, producing hydrogen ions and electrons. An oxidizer such as oxygen is supplied to the cathode, where the hydrogen ions from the anode absorbs electrons from the latter and react with the oxygen to produce water. The difference between the respective energy level at the electrodes is the voltage per unit cell. The amount of electric current available to the external circuit depends on the chemical activity and amount of the substance supplied to as fuel. A single fuel cell generates a tiny amount of direct current electricity. In practice, many fuel cells are usually assembled into a stack. Advance of fuel cells have Okay, fuel cells have low or zero emission compared to Okay, so fuel cell have lower to zero emission compared to combustible engine. Hydrogen fuel cell emit only water, addressing critical climate challenges as there is no carbon dioxide emissions. There are also no air pollutant that creates smog and cause health problems during the operation of fuel cells. They are quiet during operation as they have few moving parts. They can operate at high efficiency than combustion engines. A fuel cell resembles a battery in many respects, but it can supply electrical energy over a much longer period of the time than a battery, because battery has a limited energy reserve, which being exhausted, battery become dysfunctional. This is because a fuel cell is continuously supplied with fuel and air or oxygen from an external source, whereas a battery contains only limited amount of fuel material and oxidant that are depleted with use. Then the next is the anti-defection law, the question answer writing. Anti-defection law is defeating the purpose of what it was meant to achieve. Critically analyze. Anti-defection law in India was enacted in 1985 through the 52nd Amendment Act 1985 as part of the 10th schedule of the Constitution of India. Anti-defection law aims to prevent or discourage defection by imposing penalties on politicians who switch a party or otherwise violate any party discipline. What is provisions of the anti-defection law of India? Disqualification: a member of the house belonging to any political party becomes disqualified for being a member of the house if he voluntarily gives up his membership of such a political party, or if he votes or abstains from voting in such house contrary to any direction issued by his political party without obtaining prior permission of such party, and such act has not been condoned by the party within 15 days. Independent members: an independent member of a house become disqualified from remaining a member of the house if he joins any political party after such an election. In case he elect an independent candidate, if he joins within a particular period, okay, after the election. Nominated members: a nominated member of the house become disqualified for being a member of the house if he joins any political party after the expiry of 6 months from the date he takes his seat in the house. Exception, the above disqualification on the ground of defection does not apply in the following cases. Okay, what are the cases which did not apply? Merger. If a member goes out of the party due to a merger of the party with another party, merger takes place when 2/3 of the members of party have agreed to such a merger. 2/3 members agree, then it is a merger and anti-defection law will not apply. Presiding officer, and there is a split also, 1/3. In case of 1/3 split and join, that will be the split. Presiding officer, if a member after being elected as a presiding officer of the house voluntarily gives up his membership of the party or rejoins it after he ceases to hold the office, this exemption has been provided in view of the dignity and imperative of this office called the presiding of the speaker. Deciding authority, the speaker of the house or the chairman of the legislative council, as the case may be, has the authority to decide on questions relating to defection, and his or her decision is final and cannot be challenged in any court. But the purpose of the anti-defection law, stability of the government, the law intends to promote stability by preventing frequent and arbitrary changes in the composition of the legislature, because the IRM trend need to be changed or need to be checked, because people go on changing their party affiliation only to gain political mileage. So, for example, purpose, so the stability of the government, the law intends to promote stability by preventing frequent and arbitrary changes. Prevention of horse trading, the law discourages the practice of horse trading or the buying and selling of legislators, but the political party attempts to induce members to switch sides in exchange for various incentives like ministerial berth or even cash. For example, Operation Kamala, it refers to poaching or bribing the MLA or MP or other party by one member party to form a government in states where they do not have the majority. So that is the issue there. Then preservation of the mandate. Elected representatives are expected to uphold the mandate given to them by the voters. The anti-defection law aims to ensure that members do not betray the trust of their constituent by switching party without a valid reason. Promotion of party discipline. It discourages members from defying the party line. Members are expected to vote in accordance with the decisions of the party leaders. Okay. Enhancement of the accountability. It enhances the accountability of elected representatives to the electorate and the political party that dominate them. It restricts their ability to change affiliation without facing consequences. In case they want to change the party affiliation, they have to face the consequences. They will be debarred from the membership of the house, and because they have shifting the party loyalty from one party to the another, from where he has been nominated or has been declared the party candidate to the other side. Issue with the anti-defection law. Curbing dissent. The law infringes on the freedom of the legislature to follow their conscience and stand up for their belief or represent the interest of their constituents, because the party discipline debar that, and the anti-defection law put a check on that. Lack of intra-party democracy. By punishing defeaters, the law gives parties a strong incentive to exert control over their members and to discipline those who step out of the line. This may discourage legislators from speaking out against party leaders. Fragmentation of the parties. To avoid being disqualified under the law, participants may form their own parties or join existing small party, which can lead to fragmentation of the party system. Undermining representative democracy. Political parties have been known to use the threat of defection to discipline their members or to coerce them into supporting certain policies or candidates. Controversial role of the speaker. The decision of the speaker or the chairman on questions of defection is final and cannot be challenged in court. This lack of transparency and judicial oversight has led to concern about the fairness and impartiality of the process. Suggestions to reform the anti-defection law in India. The second ARC, the issue of disqualification of members on the ground of defection should be decided by the president or governor on the advice of the election commission. Reducing the number of defections, the threshold of disqualification should be raised from 1/3 to 2/3 or 3/4. This could reduce the number of defections and make it harder for political party to split. Removing the role of the speaker. The role of the speaker in deciding cases of disqualification should be removed and replaced with independent authorities such as the election commission, because speakers belong to one political party and he is elected by the support of a political party, so he must have that affiliation. Allowing independent to join the party, independent members should be allowed to join political parties without being disqualified. Providing for a grace period. Grace period should be provided for members who have defeated to allow them to pave their loyalty to their new party. Then conclusion, the anti-defection law in India, enacted to curb political defection and maintain stability, has played a crucial role in preserving the integrity of the democratic process. The landmark Kito-Halon case in 1992 solidified the constitutional validity of the law, emphasizing the importance of upholding party discipline and ensuring that elected representatives adhere to their party ideology, thereby reinforcing the foundation of a robust and accountable democratic framework in the country. Then come to that MCQ. Consider the following statement in the National Tiger Conservation Authority establish the statutory body, that is right. It provides for science-based monitoring of the cheetah and their habitat. So here both are correct. The term single screw extruders has been used. It is related to recycling of the thermoplastics. A. What do you understand by the term Veblen good? Veblen goods are normally known as for their demand increase as the price increases due to their exclusivity. They are exclusive goods. So as their price increases, so the demand for them also go on increasing. They are called as the Veblen goods. Rejupape technology has been in use. Which of the following statement is correct? So it is a technology for understanding, for constructing roads, high altitude bituminous road under the low and sub-zero temperature, especially in the high altitude regions by the Border Road Organization. Answer is A. Consider the following scheme: atmosphere and climate research modeling observation system and services, ocean service modeling application resource technology, polar science and cryosphere research, seismology and geoscience. How many of these above schemes have been under the Prithvi Vigyan initiative? So all the four have been added in the Prithvi Vigyan initiative launched by the Ministry of Earth Science. Consider the following statement reference to the Prerana program. It is launched by the Ministry of Education, right? It is a weekly residential program that will host 20 students from across the country on a rational basis. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Operation Pawan, carried out by the Marine Commando Forces of Indian Navy, which is the following. It was in Sri Lanka. Rattle Hydroelectric Project, it is located in the Chenab River. Okay. Operation Acreage licensing policy is sometimes talked about with reference to which of the following, related to the uniform licensing system that will cover all hydrocarbons such as oil, gas and coal-bed methane. So answer is D. Consider the following statement regarding the low temperature thermal desalination plants. So it is warm surface sea water is evaporated at low temperature and vapor is condensed with cold deep sea water. It is a process of converting seawater to potable water. Here both 1 and 2 are correct.